student, Mr. Dr.Ganta, Master Series, dear teachers, and my dear students. So these are our classes 9 and 11 students. So all of you are aware of today's program. Already I have given you some introduction at the time of assembly. The ministry has asked or instructed KDS to conduct a fortnight long programs to spread awareness about G20, especially India's G20 presidency, along with that new education policy 2020 and FLN, Foundation Literacy and Numeracy policy. So as part of it, we have planned many activities. I have already told sir today's small program in the assembly. Class 8 children prepared the national flags of all the G20 countries, and even Neymar came there representing Brazil, and Messi came there representing Argentina. Like that, almost all the important aspects of the countries in a short while. Our small children, class 8 children, prepared and presented it. So in that way, some meaningful activities we are arranging here, and as part of it, a person with wide knowledge, deep knowledge about the topic, sir has led the conference conducted by the Central University of Kerala on this topic. So such a person he has consented to be with us. It's not that ordinary to have people with that eminence to join with us. Actually, I wanted to conduct the program for a bigger group also, but our children, they may not be able to grasp the depth of the topic. That's why we have minimized the audience to class 9 and 11. Actually, class 12 people, they are writing their monthly test. That's why class 12 children also exempted from this. And we are expecting some parents also. Actually, it is a Jan Bhagi Gadi program. So for that, some parents also, anyway, representing the parents, Nagarigam sir is there with us. So some of parents will be arranging. So I take this opportunity to place on record our heartfelt thanks for sir for coming here first. He's sparing his valuable time, not that much, such a high position he is holding, lot of responsibilities also he has, but still he thought, okay, with school children we will spend some time. So on behalf of all of us, first of all thanks sir, and I formally welcome you to this program. And Nagarigam sir is there. Sir again I forgot the department. We are school teachers, social work. As a professor and also as a parent, I extend hearty welcome to Nagarigam sir. Also I welcome Mr. Jayakrishnan's student for the program, and all the teachers and all my dear students. I expect that you will be taking the best out of this opportunity. It's not that much a common situation that you will be getting these kinds of people to interact with, right? So you must make the best opportunity out of this situation, right? So once again, happy welcome to you all. Sir, please.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your kind words. Respected principal ma'am, and my dear friend and colleague, Dr. Nagarigam, head of the department, social work, and also parent of student from 8th class. I think he is also here. Is not here? And other teachers of KU and the students of 8th class and 11th.
9th and 11th.
9th and 11th. So very happy to be here and to be sharing some of my opinions, thoughts with all of you. And I'm a non-Malayali, I can't speak Malayalam, and that may not be comfortable. I hope most of you, all of you can understand simple English. I will be using very simple English, and I will be using simple words throughout my presentation because the topic is such, it may not be interesting to you. It may be boring also. So I will try my best to make it as simple as possible throughout the presentation. I will not be taking much time, maybe half an hour to 45 minutes. I will finish my presentation and we will have interaction after that. You can talk to me, you can ask me any questions related to anything, maybe G20 or any other subject, or maybe related to education or future career perspectives. Anything you can ask, even available service here. So we will make an interactive session after the presentation. First we will have the presentation. Before my presentation on G20, there is a video of G20. First we will play the video and then begin with the presentation. Can you hear? Officially sent to me by the Ministry of External Affairs. The mic in front of the speaker so that it will take the... Yes.
you yesterday wanted it.
India is proud to resume the presidency of G20. As the country moves into a new era, we look to another bold new symbol for humanity to emerge. India, home to 1.3 billion people, is a confluence of religions, traditions, and customs. A thriving global center of technology and the world's largest democracy. As one of the oldest civilizations in the world with a rich cultural heritage and diversity, and as the fifth largest economy in the world, India is proud to resume the presidency of G20. As the country moves into a new era, we look to another bold new symbol for humanity to emerge victorious from challenges. The lotus, the national flower of India, represents our history and culture and symbolizes spirituality, fruitfulness, wealth, and knowledge. That's the inspiration for India's G20 global design. The design rendered in satin, white, green and blue is drawn from the national flag of India. The 7 petals in the logo signify the 7 seas and the coming together of 7 continents at G20 India 2023. Sitting above the lotus is a representation of the earth, reflecting India's pro-planned approach to life and seeing the world as one family. From this, we derive a theme for G20 India 2023. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, one future. A theme that brings the G20's focus on sharing global growth. One being in harmony with nature. G20 India 2023. One earth, one family, one future.
Right. Am I audible? Everyone? The last minute students? Audible? Okay. Right. So let us begin with the presentation. Today I would like to give an overview of what is G20 and what is India's presidency of G20 and what we are going to do throughout this year. That is 2023. So all these things I am going to discuss in minute details. Okay. So before I discuss about what is G20 and how G20 is important, especially for India, I would like to discuss one issue that has happened before the official inception of the G20. G20 came officially was conceived in the year 1999, but there is an event, important historical event behind the reason, as a reason for the official creation of the G20. Okay. G20, you must have heard about United Nations Organization. You heard the name? Right? You must have heard about World Bank. You must have heard about IMF, International Monetary Fund. Okay. So these are some institutions, organizations, and forums above the national level. When we say national level, above our country, above India, above Bangladesh, above Pakistan, and above China, above all these national governments. At the international level, there are certain organizations trying to bring some kind of collaboration, coordination among various issues among various nations, various countries. So, G20 is one of such organizations, what we call intergovernmental organization. So that combines various countries of the world, including India. India is one of the countries that is part of G20. So this G20 refers to G means group, 20 means a combination of 20 countries. Okay. Like that we have G5, a combination of 5 countries, G7, 7 countries, like that. And when we say G20, there are different countries. I will name all those countries a little later. Before that, what is the need for the creation of such an organization? These 20 countries represent almost 85% of the GDP of the world and 2/3 of the world population. If there are, say, 3 lakh population in the world, for example, 2 lakh population belong to only these 20 countries. So such is the mammoth size of these countries equally. So very important organization. Before launching this G20, there was one crisis happened. That crisis was called Asian financial crisis. We all know what are the continents we are. I hope you all know. Asia is one of the continents of all the 7 continents, and this Asia by 1960s and 70s was growing economically very strong. Especially there are certain countries what we call Asian tigers like Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia. These are the countries who are growing economically and competing with the developed countries like United States of America, UK and other Western European countries. Countries belong to Europe, which are called developed countries. Okay. So, the so-called Asian tigers like Thailand, Singapore and Malaysia, who are growing economically very strong day by day, by 1990s started facing financial crisis. By 60s, 70s and 80s they were very strong, but by 90s they started facing a crisis. So here we need to understand a simple logic that why there is an economic crisis and what is the reason why countries face economic crisis. Okay, with simple example I will explain. If you take an individual household, a person, when we call him, he is economically strong or economically well off. When his earnings are more than his expenditure, right? Isn't it? If a person is earning say 10 rupees and his expenditure is only 5 rupees and he is able to save 5 rupees. So he is economically strong or in a better off position. And in the reverse case, he is earning only 5 rupees but his expenditure is 10 rupees. That means he is not saving and he is spending more than what he is earning. So then we can say that that person is in crisis. When our expenditure, our spending is more than our earning, that is a crisis. Similarly, governments also face the same kind of situation. When earnings of the country are more than the spending, then that remaining money, whatever they are earning, that they can save. As individuals, we save our money in bank accounts or maybe at home also. But in these national governments, they save their money in the form of foreign exchange reserves, or simply call it in the form of dollars. Okay. So whenever we do some trade with foreign country, we produce certain items in our country and we try to sell them in the open market, international market, and we earn money from it. At the same time, we need some items or produce goods and services from outside market and we consume. That means our spending. We produce and make money and also we spend money from that earnings. So if we consume less and produce more, then we will be able to save some money. That is saved in the form of foreign exchange reserves. Okay. Dollars. So the thumb rule is the more the dollars available in a particular country, the more economically better the country is. It can use that money, that reserves of dollars for anything, for its own growth, development, or maybe for purchasing some other commodities and items and services from outside the world. Okay. And there is one more advantage. If you have more savings like this, more foreign exchange reserves, more dollars, then foreign investors will also come They are attracted, they think that your economy is strong, they come and invest in your own country. So much money comes in and we can use that investment for our own development. So this is how these Asian tigers, so-called Singapore, Thailand and Malaysia and other countries, they did. They attracted foreign investment. They made so much development within a very short span of time. Immediately after the Second World War. Second World War happened by 1950s, it was over. By 60s, 70s and 80s, they have shown tremendous growth, economic growth. Okay. But again, it proved that this growth of these Asian tigers is like a bubble. You know bubble? A bubble that grows and grows in size only to be burst. Isn't it? That is the nature of the bubble. Bubble grows and it gets burst at one point of time. So the kind of economic development that these Asian countries attained is like a bubble, and by 90s it got burst. And there are several reasons why countries fail, why there is a crisis. It can be the reason of political instability. Governments change, governments do not have proper policies towards the people, and maybe because of the faulty monetary policy. There is monetary policy that administered that may be faulty. I am not going into that. What is monetary policy? That is too big for you. Okay, how money is managed within a country, that is called monetary policy. Okay, lowering interest rates, protectionism, there are several reasons for the crisis to set in. So once the crisis sets in, the foreign exchange reserves gets gone. So once your reserves are coming down and your consumption, your expenditure is going up, then immediately we are going towards the crisis. And these foreign investors, they also take their money and they go. So you will land in a situation where your expenditure doesn't come down, but your earnings are coming down. Your foreign exchange reserves are coming down. So that is what we call simply an economic crisis. Okay. So against this background, all these countries, especially Thailand, it began with Thailand, Asian financial crisis, and slowly it spread to the remaining countries. Remember, in this globalized world, no country is separate, no country is distinct. We are all interdependent. Whatever happening in other country, definitely it has its impact on us. You all heard about this Russia-Ukraine war? At least some idea. Okay. In Europe and of course part of Asia, there are two countries, Russia and Ukraine. And Ukraine was part of Russia at one point of time. Now they are in a constant war. There are several reasons for that. I am not going into that. But this war is not restricted to only these two countries. This war has affected many other nations, including all European countries. Okay, so we are all interdependent. The prosperity, peace and stability is possible only when all the countries are working well. If one country is in crisis, other countries cannot be at peace. Okay, so this crisis slowly spread to other countries, and there is someone who had to intervene and give them money, like a lender. Isn't it? If we are in need of money, what we do immediately? We go to a bank or we go to a money lender, local money lender, for lending the money, borrowing the money. Isn't it? So at the international level, there is a lender. There is one organization which gives money to countries to come out of such crisis. What is that organization? IMF, International Monetary Fund. It is the same organization when India went into crisis. India also went into the same crisis by the same time. Not by the same time, by 1990s. In the beginning of 90s, we also went through the same crisis, and IMF came to the rescue. It gave us money, and somehow we came out. Okay. Similarly, IMF gave money to Thailand, Singapore, and Malaysia, and other countries, and bailed them out. And they came out of the crisis, and they managed somehow, and the crisis was averted. And then people thought that these kind of crises may come in future. Countries, because of their mismanagement, may go into this kind of crisis. So, is there any possibility or any mechanism that at the intergovernmental level to see, foresee, predict such kind of crisis and avoid them? So with this idea, the G20 is an organization at the intergovernmental level. Most of the countries, as I told you, some 20 countries are there. All these countries, they came together and they have created this organization for discussing only such kind of economic issues and passing on economic information from one country to another country, helping each other economically so that in future such kind of crisis can be avoided. With that motive and idea, the G20 came into force. Okay, so what are these countries? And what do you mean by presidency? And what is this India's presidency of G20 that we will see? Next slide, please. Okay. As I told you, it is a combination of 20 countries. When we say 20, not exactly 20. 19 countries plus 1 European Union. Okay. European Union is like another intergovernmental organization. 27 countries of European continent joined together and formulated something called European Union. So all European countries are under this common umbrella. They have a separate organization, headquarters located in Brussels, Belgium, and they have separate currency, euro. All these countries have their own currencies, but they have also created a common currency. These European countries are very small countries. This entire euro is not even bigger than a country like Russia. Russia is such a big country. So all these small countries of the euro, they came together, started a bigger organization called EU. So 19 countries plus 27 European Union nations. Please go to the next slide. Yeah. These are the G20 member countries. So as Madam said that you have created flags of all the G20 countries, these are the flags. You can also see the flag of EU that represents 27 European countries. Europe. And interestingly, if you look at other organizations, those organizations are created as regional groupings or maybe some kind of idea. Like if you take G5, only developed Western countries are part of it. And if you take Asia, only countries from Asia or Southeast Asia are part of it. So these are regional groupings or maybe groupings on particular idea. But for the first time, G20 is a country that is what we call global, the truly global in nature. It has countries from Asia, countries from Europe, countries from South America, countries from Australia. Australia is of course a continent. So almost all continents are represented in this global forum. Unlike other organizations which are regional in nature. As I told you, it represents 85% of the GDP. So whatever that is produced in the world, 85%, only 15% is left to other countries. Majority of it. Go to previous slide. Yes. 75% of the global trade and 2/3 of the global population. This is the size of G20. I'll stop here a little while. Are you able to follow me so far? Am I sounding too technical about your grasping power? Are you able to catch? Okay. Right. So this is what we mean by G20. Now let us go to the next thing. Next slide, please. Yeah. As I told you, why G20 has been created, what is the purpose of creating G20? That I discussed. Asian financial crisis is the reason, and to avoid such kind of crisis in future, initially G20 has started like a forum for only finance ministers and central bank governors. So every year, this G20 conducts one meeting towards the end of the year. Like you can say, it starts on December 1st and ends on November 10th. So in November every year, there is one summit called G20 Summit. And in that summit, all these finance ministers of every country and also central bank governors, like we have RBI, Reserve Bank of India, RBI governor and finance minister, both of them will go to this meeting and they discuss several issues. And similarly, other countries' finance ministers and governors also will come. Initially, it started in 2007. Then, again in 2007, another crisis came. These crises are inevitable and they come every now and then. In fact, now also, we are going through a crisis. After COVID-19, there was a serious crisis, economic crisis, and still we are going through. Okay, it's not at all. Like that, in 2007 there was a crisis, but it's called a subprime crisis of United States of America. It started in USA and somehow averted. I'm not going into that subprime crisis. Again, it will be another lecture. Okay. A similar crisis of that Asian financial crisis of 1997. Again, in this background now, the G20 countries have thought that now let us expand the scope of G20. Let us not restrict it to the finance ministers and central bank governors. Let us expand it to the heads of the state, whoever it is. It may be president or it may be prime minister or whatever. If it is Germany, they call it chancellor. These names are different. The names of the heads of the state are different from different countries. Okay. If it is China, they call it premier. So all the heads of the states are now involved after 2007 or 2009 onwards. Now every year it became a meeting of all the heads of the states of these countries and a discussion forum, dialogue forum, and they set the global agenda. How the world has to progress in future has to be set at these kind of meetings. And slowly, along with financial, initially it started with financial issues, economic, and slowly, other issues are also. There are also related issues, like you can see, trade, sustainable development, agriculture, health, education, especially climate change. These are the issues that have gained significance in this G20 meeting. Slowly, the scope expanded. And next, then what is presidency? Next slide, please. Yeah, this is it. We are day in and day out hearing about presidency, India's presidency of G20. This is a common word, and of course we will be hearing about this word till the November end this year. And what exactly is this presidency? of how G20 is organizing its efforts. G20 doesn't have any permanent secretariat, permanent headquarters. As I said, European Union, it has its own headquarters at Brussels, Belgium. Unlike that, G20 doesn't have any headquarters, doesn't have any permanent office, permanent secretariat. This secretariat shifts every from one country to another country. How it shifts? Every year, one country is officially recognized as the country of the presidency. Throughout that year, that particular country, designated country, has to manage, organize all the affairs related to G20 for that particular year. Every year. So, and the year is earmarked as, it starts on December 1st and ends on the November 30th next year. Okay. So when G20 president comes to India, when it started? December 1st, 2022, last year. And it will go on till November 30th, this 2023. This is the presidency year for us. So how it comes? How the presidency year comes? To assign presidency, again these 19 countries plus European Union are divided into certain regional groupings and they will assign this presidency to one country every year. Like that, there were 70 presidencies already happened. That means 17 countries already have taken this presidency and successfully completed throughout these 17 years. And we are in the 18th year of the presidency. And last year it was Indonesia, which got the presidency on December 1st, 2021 and continued till November 30, 2022. Please go to the next slide. Yeah. This was the meeting in Bali. Bali is an Indonesian city, island city. In the summit, in the G20 summit that happened in the month of November 2022, it is a practice that there is something called battle. Can you see that? It's like a it's not visible. It is also called gather or battle. It's a wooden stick, not stick. It's like a what do you call it? Hammer, yes. Sorry. It's like a hammer. It looks like a hammer, wooden hammer. So officially, this hammer is given to the next country, and then that next country's turn of G20 president starts. So our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji received this baton from Indonesian President Widodo last year, and since then it started. Please go back to one slide before. Yeah. Related to presidency, there is something called a Troika. You heard the name? Troika, Troika. Troika is, the literal meaning of Troika is three horses. Three horses that are tied to a stable. And these three horses pull the stable. Okay. And from that word it came, Troika means three countries together. Last year Indonesia, this year India, and the next year Brazil. These are the three countries in a sequence having these presidencies one by one, and these three countries are called as Troika, and these Troika actually decides all the agenda related to the G20. Okay. And next year India will be the successor year, Brazil will be the current year, and the next country in the land will be the next country. So this flag has a significance. I will discuss this later. Please go to the next slide. Next. Yeah. So India received this G20 presidency, and it is important for us. Our Prime Minister wanted this to be a mass movement, unlike other countries which organized or conducted this event at an official level. Because all these meetings are related to finance ministers, central bank governments, and some other key level officials at the secretary level. Only these meetings occur in the capital city or in the bigger cities like Bombay and others. We don't know what is happening, but our Prime Minister wanted that every citizen of this country should know what is happening in G20 and why it is important, especially for India. So, unlike other countries which undertake this event as a formality, we are doing G20 presidency in the real spirit, as a mass movement, as a civilian-based movement. That's why the Jan Bharat scheme. Now all universities, schools, educational institutions are made part of this movement, and in the month of March we were asked to conduct a national conference, and we organized. We called several eminent people, and our students who belong to social sciences, they were all part of the 2-day seminar, and they got so much rich experience about the G20 and how G20 presidency progresses. So with this motive, India has undertaken this G20. Altogether, it planned more than 200 meetings in 56 cities all over India. More than 200 meetings throughout the year. Meetings have been planned, and I will tell you what kind of meetings and how they happen. To begin with, a logo has been created to represent the idea of G20, how India is looking at G20. If you look at the logo, you can see the lotus flower, which represents the heritage of India, heritage, faith and values of India, and the lotus having 7 petals. These 7 petals represent 7 continents of the world, and also 7 notes of the music. There are 7 notes in the music. So together, the message of this lotus cradling the world. This lotus is carrying the world. You can see the symbol there. The message is that India's G20 presidency will bring global harmony and prosperity. Peace, stability and hope are the mantras of India's G20 presidency. Okay. So with this, and also we have a concept called Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. World is one family. That is the, and in fact this is rooted in our ancient scriptures. We have spoken this long back. This is not a new terminology. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, world is one family. It was given to us by our ancestors long back in our scriptures. And the slogan is one earth, one family and one future. So we have only one earth, and that is our family, and we have a common future together. So unless and until we work together, we will not be able to progress, and we will be divided, and we will be continuing facing the problems what we are facing. Okay, I will discuss the problems that we are facing and how G20 wants to, this India's president wants to address them. Okay. And also, this is important for us, this India's presidential G20 is important for us because this is the time we are completing 75 years of independence. And what that our government says is Amrit Kaal. The next 25 years before the centenary of Indian independence, this is considered as Amrit Kaal. And In this period, we have to progress and achieve the remaining development and the peace and solve all the problems that we are going through. So these 25 years are very crucial for us, and this is the beginning. So G20 presidency is the beginning, and we have to use this presidency very constructively to address all those problems. That is all. This is also another reason why G20 presidency is important. Next slide. Right. So how these meetings happen? There are two tracks broadly divided. They are called Sherpa track and finance track. Finance track, that's clear. All the central bank governors and finance ministers, they talk about key financial issues. That is a separate thing. And another thing called Sherpa track. Sherpa is officially designated emissary of the head of the state. Every government during its presidency officially designate one person. And our Indian government also designated one person. And he is former bureaucrat Amitabh Kant. He is also former Niti Aayog CEO. Okay, so this person, along with his team of bureaucrats, conduct these meetings of the Sherpa track. These two are separate. And they conduct more than 200 meetings in 56 cities related to these themes. You can see the themes here. If it is Sherpa track, it's related to agriculture, anti-corruption, culture, digital economy, disaster, risk resilience and reduction, development, education, employment, environment and climate sustainability, energy transition, health, trade and investment, tourism, and finance track, all finance related issues. Together, not only the participants from India, there are, since it is international in nature, global in nature, there are various participants from outside, from the member countries, the remaining 18 countries and European Union, and also there are certain invitees who are not permanent members of G20. Please next slide. Next. Yes. These are the invitees to G20 presidency meetings. We have permanent invitees. Spain is the only permanent country, and there are certain international organizations like UN, IMF, World Bank, WHO, WTO, ILO. These are all important international organizations are part of permanent invitees, and there are certain guest invitees. These countries who are not part of G20, like Bangladesh, the Egypt, Mauritius. There are certain international organizations like ISA, CDI, and AD. So together with the invitees and the member country participants, every year the presidency here is completely full of people from foreign countries. Last year, Indonesia, throughout the year, there were people flocking in, and that in fact generated huge economy for them. When people are coming from outside, it becomes a tourist destination also. Tourism also prospers if this size of number of people are coming to your country. And similarly, like India, it already started. In fact, the second Sherpa meeting happened on March 31st in which state? In Kerala. The second Sherpa meeting happened in Kerala, in Kottayam. Okay. And all the delegates, international delegates and participants, they enjoy the cuisine, the backwaters of Kottayam, and all the culture, the traditions and practices of Kerala. We have displayed all this, and that generated huge economy. It has become a tourist destination. Okay. And similarly, several cities have been identified. Like I said, 56 6 cities throughout the year, these meetings will happen. Okay, next. And along with these official working groups, there are certain engagement groups also from within the sections of the society. As I told you, it is a mass movement. So government wants to involve people from business, people from civil society, labor, parliament, all parliamentary units together, science, supreme authority institutions, startups, think tanks, urban, women, youth, whatnot, every section of the society is included and they are given name. So these engagement groups will meet separately in most of the cities and they will discuss the same issues and they give recommendations, suggestions to the central government so that they can be incorporated as part of the agenda. I'll spend 2 minutes here how this agenda is decided. Okay. I'll discuss that in the end. How agenda is decided and how it is important for us. Next slide please. Okay. Our government has prima facie identified 7 major priorities. There are several priorities, several problems we are going through as an individual or as part of the G20 also. India is going through several problems. 7 important issues have been identified. These are the major priorities and the other deliberations will be centered around throughout this year on the issue. So I will discuss every issue very briefly. I will not go into the details. Very briefly I will discuss and then we will discuss why this G20 president is important for us for a year. Okay? Please, next slide. First one is energy transition. So you all must be knowing we are going through an energy crisis, right? And we are all affected. You and me, ordinary citizens are affected. Most of our energy sources are fossil fuels. Fossil fuels mean, can you tell me what are the fossil fuels? Yes, coal, petroleum. Okay, these are the fossil fuels, and they are renewable. All the fossil fuels are renewable. Okay, they are non-renewable. Good, thank you. That's all. Yes, they are not renewable. Once they are over, we cannot renew them. We cannot make them happen again and again. There are certain reserves. They are finite reserves. Once they are over, that's it. We will not be able to generate them. So our usage is that we are almost exhausted most of the resources. Whether it is coal, whether it is oil. We have exhausted most of the resources and we are in the process of, because our usage is such, our reliance on these sources is such that our entire economy is running on these fossil fuels. For example, if you take electricity, some 85% of electricity is being produced from coal, not from the water. We have an alternative source of energy for electricity, that is called hydroelectricity. Electricity that is generated from water, but that is only 15% in India. 85% we are generating it from coal only, and coal is again a non-renewable energy. What if we exhaust it? What if we exhaust oil? Anyhow, we don't have oil in India. We have to import oil from Gulf countries and other countries like Russia, and also gas. All these things are non-renewable energy. So we are going through an energy crisis. We have to turn towards alternative sources, who are called renewable energy sources, like hydroelectricity, wind, solar energy. These are the energy sources that are renewable. They are infinite. There is no end. But we need to develop technologies to develop more energy from these sources. Since we are into the traditional non-renewable energy sources, we have not been completely turned towards. So, energy transition means transition from non-renewable to renewable. So, this is our target. This is one of the major priorities that our government wants to turn towards these non-renewable energy sources, like as I said. So there are certain 5 points like targets that government has kept. I am not discussing these 5 targets. Okay, but this is one of the major priorities for us. And India wants G20 member countries to cooperate with us to create those technologies, because it is not that easy. You know, you must be aware about solar energy, and some of you must have had these solar panels on your house or maybe some places. They are very costly. They run into lakhs of rupees. In a small panel, it costs lakhs to install. And again, it's not a constant energy. When there is sunlight, it is generated, and if there is no sunlight, it is not. Okay. So you need huge panels, huge space to get reliable energy sources. So much money is required, and our government doesn't have that money. So we need finance from outside sources for us to create more these panels, solar panels, and subsidize people to make them affordable. If the solar panels are affordable, we can also purchase and we can turn towards solar panels. Okay, for that we need finance. So G20 countries and these international organizations may help us in realizing that transition. Okay. Then next, life. Life is nothing but lifestyle for the environment. Short form is life. We have that environment is being destroyed due to our luxurious lifestyle, due to the increasing economic capabilities and incomes. We are all wanting more and more luxurious lifestyle. When compared to your parents and their parents, the life you are living is far better, isn't it? You are having ACs, you are having coolers, you are having fridge, you are having vehicles. All these facilities were not there some generations before. We are all having, thanks to the economic, what we call growth and economic development. But this growth and development also brings this ecological destruction. We are all enjoying these luxuries by destroying the nature, by destroying the environment, cutting the trees, converting them into industries, polluting the nature. Okay, all these natural resources are being destroyed, and we are getting our comfort, we are getting our luxury. So there has to be a balance. It is not that we should not enjoy the luxurious life, or we should go back to previous generations. But there has to be some balance. There is something called sustainable development, that we have to think of our future generations. If we kill all the resources, natural resources only for us, what about our future generations? What they will have? So we have to think about that. That is called sustainable development. There should be development, but in a sustainable manner. So that there be a balance, that there be some kind of restraint on us in consumption. So that idea is given in the form of lifestyle for environment. And to achieve this idea, this government has planned certain things, convincing people, convincing markets, industries and governments to go for such kind of balanced development. That's the second priority. The third, yes, bridging the divide. So you are all aware about the digital revolution that we are going through, and we are fortunate enough to be part of this generation which is experiencing this revolution. What is called digital revolution? All the computers and related gadgets and technologies, mobile phones, these technologies have revolutionized the way the communications occur, the way organizations function, and also help the economies to grow better. What not? Everywhere we have 5 applications of ICTs, this digital transformation and revolution. And one of the basic priorities of this government to make further use of it. Already we have taken better use of this. Everywhere you go, now the payments are being made through this phone pay, Google Pay, and all this. You also must be doing. Okay, so now there is a payment revolution. Earlier we used to use cash. Now all are cashless transactions. It has revolutionized. Made it very convenient. Wherever you go, you just have your mobile phone with you. You can make so many things. You don't need to go to ATMs, stand in the line, draw the cash, and wait for the change. So, like that, this is one example. There are several examples. Through the pandemic, the COVID pandemic, we all know how this ICT revolution has happened. Okay. I don't know whether you have attended these online classes or not. I think you all must have attended in your lower classes. But yes, without these ICTs, what was the alternative? When you are sitting at home, you cannot go outside, you cannot go to schools. What was the alternative? For 2 to 3 years, had it not been there, as ICT, these technologies not been there, even that education, whatever you got through online learning, you must not have got, you must not have progressed to the next classes. Isn't it? Of course, I agree that it may not be that effective. Online classes may not be that effective when compared to physical, direct classroom interaction. But at least something is better than nothing. So throughout the pandemic, these ICTs have helped us, not only schools, but also companies, organizations, work from home. Several companies have not shut down their offices. They made it online and they did not interrupt their supply chains. Okay. So we have. I think some 10 minutes is that good. So, sorry for taking more time. So, the idea is to take advantage of this digital revolution. Next one. Yes, climate finance, funding the green growth. Financing the climate. There is a demand since long that all the developed countries who have already polluted the entire world through their development, they should now give the money to the developing countries like us so that we can turn towards its green development. We can turn towards green development with only finance. As I told you, we need finance for energy transition. We need money for that. So in order to develop climate friendly, eco-friendly technologies, we need money. And who is responsible for that? Developed countries are responsible, they have to give. And G20 has to convince on behalf of developing countries, all the developing countries to give that money so that we can fund it. Next one. Yes. Enhancing food security. So this is very important. Global food insecurity is increasing. Supply chains are being disturbed. Maybe pandemic or maybe this Ukraine-Russia war. This global food supply chains are being broken. That leads to food supply crisis, food security crisis. So this is another issue that India wants to highlight in its G20 presidency. And side by side, India wants to use this opportunity for developing the traditional agricultural systems, especially promoting millets. Millets is one of our traditional food grains India wants to promote it, and recently 2023 has been declared as the World Millet Year by United Nations. Okay, so millets are gaining popularity and India wants to promote them. Next. Yes, democratizing global financial governance. Right. When it comes to global financial governance, there is a bias by these monetary agencies, international monetary agencies like World Bank, IMF, this WTO. All these organizations are biased towards developed countries, America, Britain. These countries control them, and whatever they do for their betterment. So this bias needs to be corrected, and India during its presidency should work towards that balance, that this organization should work equally for the well-being of developing countries along with developing countries. Okay, next one. This last one is Sustainable Development Goals. As I told you, what is Sustainable Development? The United Nations has come up with 17 Sustainable Development Goals in the year 2015 to be achieved by 2030. Like no poverty, zero hunger, quality education, then climate action. Like that, there are 17 goals we identified, and had it not been this pandemic, COVID pandemic, these goals would have been achieved mostly. But this pandemic has put brakes. Now, these goals, achievement of these goals has been slowed down. So, G20 presidency wants to further engage these member countries as to how to go about now. Since we almost came out of the pandemic, and can you be able to achieve these goals by 2030, or we have to extend the deadline maybe by 10 years or maybe by 20 years. So this is also another issue that needs to be deliberated in G20 presidency. These are the 7 priorities. These will be discussed in all the meetings of the G20 throughout the year till November 30 this year, and in November in New Delhi there will be the G20 summit, the final summit of the G20, with which the baton will be passed on to the next G20 country. What is that? Brazil. Okay, thank you. And there's one more slide, but I think that is enough. I think I made most of my points. Thank you very much for your patience listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for this informative session. Our class 11 children, they are science students. They are portraying themselves to be scientists. And class 9 people, they are studying a little bit of economics also. So class 11 people might be thinking, why this much economics we should study? But children, there is always a complaint about KV students that they are lagging behind in general knowledge. Okay, these are the points that will help you. See, some of you might be preparing for your civil service also. Is there anybody who is a civil service aspirant? Nobody? Already need that day. There are other avenues also, children, you have to think about that. Right. So, Madam will be proposing a lot of things. Before that, just one question I want to ask you. All these things you have researched, all of you understood at least a little bit. If you read some more, you will be able to understand better. Who is talking there behind? Susan has talked about Kottayam. Have you read about that? What happened in Kottayam? What happened? Where is Kottayam? Kerala. So our state, our district in Kasaragod, where is Kottayam? Towards which direction Kottayam will come? So middle part, approximately middle of Kerala it comes. Again, I will ask you about Kottayam, exactly which place it was? Sir told. Okay? Aymanam. Have you heard about Aymanam? Those who are reading books. Aymanam. One more clue I will tell. Booker Prize. Anybody? I will be so happy if anybody says. Yes, God of sorts of things is situated in Aymanam, Kumaragam, all these areas are in that way also known to us. A very, what is that, picturesque description of Aymanam we are getting in that. How many of you have read God of small things? It is there, 2 copies are there in the library. Okay, there are some points that I also disagree in that novel, that is different, but about the place. See, this is interconnecting things. See, actually, academics is not so, see, economics, we are now bringing it to literature also, right? Education or understanding should not be compartmentalized, that also we are telling, and I think we should have a special session on the SDG. What is SDG? You had a slide, Sustainable Development Goals. How many goals are there? 17 goals are there. Is there anything in your textbook related to that? Any lesson is there? In class 10? In 8 is there. Okay, all our textbooks were prepared earlier to that. Okay, Sustainable Development Goals. That also you have to learn what all things are there. See, fourth goal is education for all. Okay, right. I don't want to take much of your time, and anyway, you all listen patiently. Thank you for that. And you didn't ask any question. You have no questions? No questions? Naveen sir, would you like to add? Okay. So I request Vandana madam to propose word of thanks, formal word of thanks.
Good afternoon, sir. I would like to stand and here before you to offer and render a word of thanks officially. I am representing KV Kanjana. I would like to thank Sir Durga sir, who has come here to give us a special lecture, which was very elaborate, which was very educative, and which was very attractive for us. We enjoyed without understanding even the hot climate. I should really thank you for that, sir. The slides were also very attractive. So I should thank him, representing the whole of KV Kanjana. But also like to thank Dr.Ganta sir for being present here for us for the presence. I would like to thank the research scholar and student. Sir, speak. Sir, speak. The research scholar Jay sir also for being present here. I would like to thank Mr. Ma'am for arranging such a wonderful program. We never expected this, I never have experienced such a beautiful program. But I thank her and I thank all the teachers for being present here, and without you, nothing would happen to the students too. I am your representative, but very personal thanks to you all. Thank you once again.